youths of Atletico Madrid also available. There's João Miranda and Lucas Moura, who makes a return to the national team.
Short of talent, aren't they, Brazil?
Could they possibly turn to? Top players playing at top clubs.
Oh, the best clubs. Many of the best players in the world. Which is why they expected to do so much more in the World Cup and disappointed to go out at the quarterfinals. They were favourites alongside with France. Brazil, huge disappointment when they went out for them.
So back to normal service now with Gabriel Jesus in the middle after spending the last 10 minutes or so on the left wing. And I thought we were still pressing forward. Saudi Arabia trying to pass through. Otaif. Omar Hassawi. It's a risky ball into the middle, raffled in and lost as Pablo steps forward to win it for Brazil. Neymar appealing for a handball but won't get it. Otaif. Casemiro picks his pocket, but a foul whistled against the Real Madrid midfielder.
He was surrounded by Brazilian shirts there. Had nowhere to go. Wherever he went, he was going to get tackled, Otaif. In the end, just a stray arm from Casemiro. Have a look again, the yellow shirts ready to hunt. Close down, look at this, close down, quickly. Make it so difficult for Saudi Arabia to get out of their half. Except when you give away a foul like that.
By the way, in another match featuring clubs from this region, we saw Qatar beat Ecuador 4-3 earlier today in Doha. It's a huge victory for the 2022 World Cup hosts. Lukaku kept it alive. Shirani now crossing it in toward the back post and it drifts away.
That's a poor ball. That was a good, nice build-up in there. There was a couple of green shirts running into the box. A better ball could have caused Brazil a few problems, given Edison something to do, because he hasn't had too much so far in this match.
He'll play out through Casemiro. Now Fred. Good movement from Neymar as he gets away from Al-Buraik. Into the middle for Fred. Played in the space. Dummy through by Renato Augusto, and Gabriel Jesus couldn't get there. Pablo. Fabinho just gets it away in time. Marquinhos reads it all the way back to Ederson.
Good work here by Saudi Arabia, closing down. The green shirts have forced Brazil back, but of course it leaves gaps. That's always a danger in a high press, is leave too many players up the pitch, you can be exposed.
Now Neymar cutting in. Neymar trying to split two defenders, dispossessed by Al-Buraik. Otaif. A real pleasant sight to see the way that Saudi Arabia played the ball out of the back under the pressure from Brazil. They don't just put it away, they try and pass their way through.
Yep, they do. 100% right. Got some good football skills, some nice touches, a little bit of pace here and there. And they're a decent side. I think there was a time when you would look at some of these teams and go, well, they're way below Brazil. But yeah, of course they are below Brazil, but they're not way below. They're certainly caught up, and a good coach like PT has given them a few good touches and style.
Mishi's pass won't find Baebri.
A lot of neutrals though at this stage are saying, hey, where's the goal, Brazil? Come on, we expect at least one goal by half-time.
Renato Augusto.
We've paid our money to see the superstars.
Casemiro leaves it for Renato Augusto. Coutinho starting in a deeper spot now. Picks out Neymar. Fabinho. Casemiro. Alexandro. Been a perfect start for Juventus in Serie A this season. Might have expected a bit of a boost with the arrival of Cristiano Ronaldo.
Yeah, the only team in the top 5 leagues of Europe who are still 100% in all competitions. What a surprise when good skills.
And here they go, 2 against 2 if they can hurry. Salim. Casemiro scrambles back. It's Casemiro now, Renato Augusto. Coutinho. Clearing the space for the run of Gabriel Jesus, working against the captain Omar Hassawi. Stands his ground, forces a throw for Brzil.
Yeah, Hassawi doing well there to hold up Gabriel Jesus. Good to be pleased with that if you're a centre-back against one of the top strikers in the world, a Manchester City striker.
What a pass that is from Salman Al-Faraj. And it's not just pretty, it's effective because it absolutely released Salem Al-Dosari on the break.
Yeah, very impressed with Saudi Arabia. And yet, having said that, Brazil have had 3 or 4 clear-cut opportunities to have scored. Disallowed goal and 1 or 2 blocks. So possibly should or could have been 1 or 2-0 up to Brazil, even with Saudi playing this well.
Al-Shirani being touched to get away from his marker. Still Al-Shirani. Baebri. As Al-Bishi forward, not able to get past Marquinhos, who stands his ground. He just catches Hatem Baebri. Spotted by the referee.
He's holding his face, and I guess that the feeling is that if a player's holding his face, you've got to give him a chance to see if he can get some help, just in case it's a serious injury. Let's have a look. There's a hand out there
from Marquinhos,
but just a hand, it wasn't an elbow. And sometimes you can get poked in the eye by the hand, and that can be very painful.
Since taking over the Brazilian national team, Chichi with a record of 22 wins, 4 draws, and 2 defeats. That loss in the World Cup to Belgium, the second loss under Chichi, the other being against Argentina, and a match in which Chichi fielded an experimental side. It wasn't Brazil's best team for that edition of the Super Classico.
So really just one bad result in his tenure, but what a bad result it was against Belgium. The one that really would have got them to the semis and given them a great chance to go on and win the World Cup.
There's no good time to lose at the World Cup. The quarterfinals was a poor one for Brazil.
But if they lost in the sort of build-up to the World Cup or any other stage, or even in the group stage of the World Cup, they could have recovered. But once you reach the knockout stage of the tournament you've been aiming for the last 3-4 years, wow, that's a bitter pill to swallow.
Al-Shirani just gets it away. Settled here by Fabinho. Renato Augusto. Now Marquinhos. Fred. Defending very deep at the moment, Saudi Arabia. Coutinho. Fred wants to get it wide to Alexandro, but no openings. Pablo. Casemiro. Marquinhos. Augusto leaves it nicely for Fabinho. Squared in for Fred. Lovely turn away from his man. Into the area looking for Gabriel Jesus. Well read by Omar Hassawi.
Hassawi once again comes to the rescue. That's the second time in the last couple of minutes he's made a crucial interception. The time before was to stop Gabriel Jesus. Skills again.
Combining with Al-Dosari, and it's the Green Falcons who are putting on a show now. Back the other way comes Neymar. Neymar on his right, slotted through for Gabriel Jesus. And it's in for the opener. Brazil 1, Saudi Arabia 0. Neymar unlocks the defense, and Gabriel Jesus punches it through.
Yeah, lovely pass from Neymar. I thought for a second he maybe hit it a little bit too hard, but Gabriel Jesus with his pace and speed gets on the end of it. Chichi relaxed and goes, at last they've scored. And otherwise in goals. A goal that kept a clean sheet until now. And I think the crowd, even though they're for the local team, they're quite happy that Brazil have eventually got their breakthrough. Neymar running, times it perfect. Oh, gee, I think it is just onside. Goalkeeper maybe slows down a touch. Could he have gone all the way more quickly? Gets a right hand on it, but it goes in.
Well, he's understandably upset with himself. Mohamed Owais, he gets a hand on this. Gabriel Jesus just gets it underneath. It's a player who needed a goal. He failed to score at the World Cup in Russia. Left out of the squad last month for these September friendlies. Just 2 goals in 10 games for Manchester City so far this season. But he puts Brazil in front now.
Maybe this will give his season a lift when he goes back to England. There's a lot of strikers play on confidence. If your confidence is low, you don't take the strike, you don't try the shot that beats the keeper. And this goal assuming he stays on the pitch for the second half. Maybe he can add a second or a third. Could be his day.
It was Ruud van Nistelrooy who told Gonzalo Higuain that goals are like ketchup. Turn the bottle over and nothing comes out. All of a sudden you're tapping the back of it and it all comes out of the same time.
That's a lovely explanation, and in many occasions true, and it's because it's linked to confidence. The first one brings the confidence, and then a whole bunch of goals come after that.
Final minute of the opening half of regulation. It took into the 43rd minute for Brzil and Gabriel Jesus to find the breakthrough. What's the response from Saudi Arabia? There's Pablo. Alexandro. Surprised to see the two fullbacks so withdrawn. Maybe, as expected from Fabinho's, a bit out of position. Alexandro's an attack-minded left back and had a pretty deep role so far.
He has, and I get the sense that Chichi's trying to get sort of stability in the way they defend. I mentioned, bodies behind the ball, a high press, but if you don't get the ball, come back, get all the bodies behind it. He doesn't want fullbacks pushing up and leaving huge gaps. He's just using it to sort of tactically practice how they will play against Argentina. Because they're always going to score, Brazil. That you can guarantee. But if they can stop giving away what we call cheap goals, because both fullbacks are pushed up and the defensive midfield is pushed up and everyone's trying to score, if they can stop conceding those sort of goals, then they could be almost unbeatable.
Now Alexandro advanced on the near side. Neymar down the middle, combining with Coutinho. Here's Alexandro into the box. Bumped off the ball by Albici. No fouls, says the referee.
Well, just wondering if this is a final opportunity for viewers at home to watch Neymar and perhaps Coutinho, one or two others. Don't know if Chicho will make a change at half-time or in the 60th minute, but just in case, enjoy them now and again on Tuesday against Argentina.
Same kickoff time, 2 p.m. Eastern. Renato Augusto. Casemiro. Splitting pass to find now Neymar after Coutinho slotted through once more for Gabriel Jesus to run by Coutinho. Empty net. Coutinho doubles the lead for Brazil. It was all too easy for the 5-time world champions, but it will not count. That explains it. Offside flag is up. Saudi Arabia stopped.
Yep, well offside. Well spotted by the assistant.
Sharani is the last man who springs the trap.
Just a claim for a penalty there. Not given. Alessandro. Referee says you went for the ball and it's not a penalty. Simple as that.
Very expressive.
Yeah.
The referee. So tracked down by Fred. Out of play from Abdulaziz Al-Bishi.
Decent first half for the host. No question about that, Saudi Arabia. They've impressed. They've had some lovely skills. Pacey on the counter-attack. They've defended well, and to be only 1-0 down against the mighty Brazil is not a disgrace at all.
Yet to produce a shot on target, but they have produced some moments of inspiration, Saudi Arabia. And they'll take that with them to the halftime break, as it is Brazil 1, Saudi Arabia 0. The goal by Gabriel Jesus, his 11th international goal in his 23rd cap as the Verde Amarela in front.
Let's hope for more action from the Brazilians in the second half. More goals, more great players, lots to look forward to.
We'll step aside for a quick commercial break and take a look back at that opening half when we come back.
Time you want the weekend to start on Thursday, a Corona gets its lime. Every time you want a New York minute to slow down. And every time you can't think of a single thing you need, a Corona gets its lime.
Where's Gary?
Saved money on motorcycle insurance with Guy.